Welcome. Welcome to Dr. Tongue's House of 3D Gingerbread Cakes. Did I get you? Did I frighten you? That's right, kids. Dr. Tongue's House of 3D Gingerbread Cakes.
You're riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway Show.
Harland Williams.
Oh, well, now. Well, no, that's right. That's right now. You on the Harland Highway podcast. Yeah. You on it. You on it. You're driving down the Harland Highway podcast. I guarantee. Hey, folks. How are you? Little bit of a holiday episode here. Want to wish you a happy holiday. Christmas, New Year's, Rhubarb Day, Sasquatch Day, Coca-Cola Day, Lemongrass Noodle Day, Potato Salad Day. Whatever you're celebrating, this is the Harland Podcast when we celebrate a holiday. I'm here with my co-host, Little Coco, and you know, just before we get going, want to say thank you. The year's ticking to an end. We're almost at 60,000 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to the Nutty Harland Highway podcast. Thank you for the views. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for giving me life. I consider all of you my mother. What? What was that last part? What? So anyways, a new year about to begin. I hope you're having a great time and having some laughs. We got some great new stuff happening at the podcast. We got some new backdrops we're sampling. These might become the regular. You know, we're changing things up a little. Monkey shines, mongoose, Cirque du Soleil, saliva glands. Don't mean anything, but it sounds exciting when I string them all together. And you're like, wait, ooh, what? Saliva, monkey shines, what? Ooh, what's happening? Right? So it's called marketing. It's called marketing strategy, right? Yeah, doing the guy from The Office now. I'm doing a little, right? Just got, because I'm a little bit, I do the monkey shines and the marketing and doing a little, you know, I'm doing the, I don't know why, if I want to burst into the guy from The Office, the British guy, I'll do it. It's going to stop me. It's the highway. So yeah, thank you for being here. Lots to talk about. I want to get to a few things here that have been chapping me, riding me, grinding my gears, right? You know that saying, grinding my gears? Put it in first, put it in second, and then just grind it into third and fourth. I've been watching some TikToks, and a few things have been popping out. One, enough with saying this is the best pizza slice, okay? There's a few people on TikTok, they walk around and they review pizza slices. Like we don't have better things to do in the world than to review a pizza slice, to review a triangle piece of dough with tomato paste on it and cheese. Okay, everybody, just so we're clear, New York doesn't have the best pizza slice. Boston doesn't have the best pizza slice. Chicago doesn't have the best pizza slice. San Francisco, it's a freaking triangle. Okay, it's a triangle shape. You put it in your mouth. You're reviewing a triangle, an edible triangle? You might as well go suck on a pumpkin eye. Okay, they're triangle. Okay, why don't you pour some tomato paste and some cheese on an isosceles triangle and just like shove it in your face? You know what? Go put some pepperoni on a yield sign. They're triangular. Just put some pepperoni and some mushrooms on a yield sign, right? Just rip it off on an on-ramp and just, sorry, officer, what? What am I doing? I'm eating a triangle shape, officer. What do you mean it's illegal to tear down road signs? This isn't a road sign. This is a Boston slice, officer. Right? Just stop. Stop trying to convince us that one city is the king of a pizza slice. That this city's better than that city. And can we stop with folding the pizza slice? Do you see these people? Oh, you can't. You don't know how to eat a pizza slice. You gotta fold it. You gotta fold it and eat it. What am I eating? Origami? I'm eating a pizza slice. What do you mean fold it? By folding it, you're eating it twice as fast, okay? You're shoving more content in your gullet, okay? And folding doesn't enhance the taste. It's not like when you fold it, some extra special secret ingredients come out from Triangle Land and fill your pizza with extra juices and extra spices and whatever the hell you think's going on in there. Okay? When you order a submarine sandwich, do you fold it and put one on top? Just like, Did you ever get a cheeseburger and just fold it? Egg McMuffin, burrito. You don't fold food. Unless you're a chambermaid or something, then go fold it. But what are you doing? Stop putting all this emphasis on pizza slices, man. Okay? Don't make a living reviewing. There's some guy on TikTok who's made a career. Some guy who's very wealthy and has built a whole empire on reviewing pizza slices. And everywhere he goes, oh, this is probably the best pizza slice I've ever had. Well, how about you go to 3 more pizza places just down the street? I bet theirs are pretty good too. Oh yeah, and the one about 5 miles away and the other one on the other block. And I mean, they're pizza slices, moron. Okay? And by the way, who are you, triangle eater, to tell us what the best pizza slice is? Would you get some kind of triangle degree at Triangle U? Would you study in the triangle arts over at Triangle Community College? Somehow you're an aficionado. You can shove a triangle in your mouth, and somehow you're better than us. You can decipher with your extrasensory taste buds that this is in fact the best pizza slice, quote unquote, triangle food I've ever had. And then once you find it, isn't that the end of it? Oh, this is the best pizza slice I've ever had. Well, now what, goofball? Now what are you going to do? Go look for some food shaped like an octagon? Maybe start analyzing circular foods? Ooh, well, why don't you go get some Pop-Tarts? And, these rectangles surely are the best I've ever had. Why is it a blueberry rectangle Pop-Tart tastes better in Chicago than it does in Tampa? I must be some kind of expert. You know what? Go jump in a Picasso painting and fuck off. There's all kinds of shapes in there, freak. So just leave the pizza slice thing alone, you triangle sucking, isosceles triangle licking, yield sign gurgling freaks. Just let people eat what they want. Stop analyzing everything for everybody. Do you know how many pizza joints are in every city? There's probably like 100 in every city, if not more. What, are you going to each and every one of them and breaking it down for us there, Mr. Triangle Man? Good Lord. Go suck some pumpkin eyes. Just get a bag of them. Go down by the river with a bag of pumpkin eyes. Go to a pumpkin patch. Sneak in if you have to. Carve yourself some triangle pumpkin eyes. Go down by the river. Sit there and wait for a freshwater shark to come up and bite your legs off with its triangle teeth. Okay? Triangle eater? I mean, seriously, dude. Like dudes and dudettes. Like, just leave it alone. And speaking of food, I got to move on to this because I don't know why. I've been seeing these things on TikTok and Instagram and social media, and they've been driving me berserk. Do we want to stop with pinatas? Do we, seriously? Do we want to pump the brakes on our 18-wheeler and just skid down the highway and come to a stop at Pinata Land? Gang, seriously? I mean, think of it. Every time I watch a pinata video, somebody gets clocked in the head. Somebody gets a baseball bat across the crown of their eyes. Somebody gets a giant stick in the back of their skull. Somebody gets a freaking tree branch right across their face. Somebody gets a broom handle cracked in their teeth. I mean, think about what you're doing, okay? Is it any wonder? You're usually setting pinatas up for kids at a birthday party, okay? Or some kind of an event. There's always kids around. When there's a pinata, there's kids. Kids are hyper. Kids are full of adrenaline. Kids are not coordinated yet. Young kids do not have all their faculties. Young kids do not have a physical command of sticks and baseball bats and clubs. So first mistake, you're putting a stick, a weapon usually 3 to 4 feet long, in a demented child's hands, a hyperactive, sugar-hungry child, okay? And then you're dangling a pretty donkey or a happy face or a teddy bear or a horsey. It's all pink and fluffy and colorful. You're dangling a target from a tree branch or from an eaves trough. And the demented kid's already like, oh, wow, look at the colorful toy thing. And then you say, oh, yes, Billy, isn't that nice? Billy's like, yeah, what is it? Well, the big colorful toy thing is filled with candy. What? Oh, yes, Billy, it's full of chocolates and sugar candies and lifesavers and marshmallowy treats and chocolate bars and wine gums. And like, this kid's just drooling, right? This kid's drooling like he's got rabies, like a bat flew out of a cave and sucked on his prepubescent neck for a couple of weeks. I mean, the kid's just foaming. Candy? What? First of all, I got this colorful toy, and now it's full of candy. And why are you putting a stick in my hand? And then here's the best part, Billy. You get to smash the colorful toy, and all the candy falls out. What? I mean, what kid? Is that not every kid's dream? Kids are violent. Did you ever read Lord of the Flies? William Golding's Lord of the Flies, where the boarding school boys were trapped on the island? They had no adults around. They had no modern trappings. They were just left to their primitive devices, and they slowly de-evolved into violent Neanderthals. The way we all are when the lights and the power grid goes down. Oh yes, folks, we're this close. We're this close to being primal on each other. Don't fool yourselves. And so here's these greasy kids, these British schoolboys, Piggy and Stuart and Kevin and They're in their little shorts and they look like the lead guitarist from AC/DC cloned himself and started a pervert island or something. And these kids, they just become animalistic. And so now when you've got a child in a backyard at a party, he's jacked up on Kool-Aid and Pepsi. He's probably been eating sulfur-infused hot dogs. I mean, this kid's ready to go. He's like a bull waiting to come out and gore the matador. And here you are dangling this treasured trove of chocolatey delights encased in a colorful pinata coffin. And you put a lethal weapon into the greasy child's hand and say, Billy, you're going to smash the living shit out of that toy. And all the candy's going to drop out. And Billy's just frothing. Let me at it. Let me at it. Oh, no, Billy. Time out. Time out, you greasy prepubescent freak. There's one more step to this carnage. We're going to blindfold you. What? Oh, yes, Billy. We're gonna put a thick blindfold over your eyes so you can see nothing but blackness. And then you're going to flail away at the hanging tree of delights. You're just going to flail away aimlessly, thrashing, trying to connect and smash this wonderful toy open and let the candy bars rain down on you like acid rain from the 70s. Mars bars and Milky Ways and Three Musketeers and Rolos just cascading off your body like you're in a hailstorm of zit food. Oh, the foods that will in just 4 short years cause acne to erupt on your face like a petrified donut child. Don't even know what that meant, but I think you know where I'm going with that. And so now you've got this jacked up sugar freak child with a bandana over his eyes, a lethal weapon in his hand. He's drooling, he's chomping at the bit, and just starts swinging wildly. And of course, here come the adults. Here come the adults trying to coordinate this sugar rush of a human being. Oh no, stand over here, wait, move. Well, the child doesn't hear anything. The child's in a sugar rage. All it can imagine is laying down behind the tree and sucking a Three Musketeers until his gums rot. And by the way, what are Three Musketeers? How archaic is that? We've got a chocolate bar called Three Musketeers. Weren't Musketeers marauders? Weren't they thieves? Weren't they scoundrels? I mean, isn't that a little dated, a Three Musketeers chocolate bar? Shouldn't we update that? Shouldn't it be like Three Gangbangers? Shouldn't it be Three Bloods or Three Crips or Three SM-13 or whatever these get? Like, aren't the Three Musketeers, weren't they like cavaliers from the 17th century? I think we need to like update the whole, Bandito chocolate bar theme here. So here's this kid wailing around with dreams of chocolate, sugar, diabetes rain coming down, cascading on his body like lovers skipping through the rainy streets of Paris. But instead of raindrops, it's just chocolate bars, the mini ones, the mini bite-sized Mars bars and Milky Ways bouncing off their prepubescent tits like Chinese field mice looking for pineapple in a country that doesn't even grow it. And so now the parents try to get in and coordinate these rabid children. They try to point them in the right direction. They try to guide them in their crazed, adrenaline-filled quest for chocolate and toffee and nougat. And of course, the children don't hear parents commanding them. They don't hear the other children. Everything goes to black. All they can see in the darkness is chocolate, milk chocolate, candy, sugar. Oh, and of course they just keep swinging their stick and boom, Mother takes it in the face. And the kid has no idea. He's blindfolded. He thinks he hit the piñata. And so as the mother's front teeth drop to the ground, the kid swings and takes another shot. Boom! Now the mother's ear is bleeding. Bang! Now the mother has a deep laceration across her forehead. Blood dripping into her eye sockets and down her cheeks. Her own blood seeping into her mouth. Salty, warm, tempestuous. And she tries to scream, but how does one scream when one has no more teeth? You're trying to form words with bloodied gums. Billy, stop. Billy, ow. Stop, Billy. Billy, please stop. Wham, wham, wham. The parents now become nothing more than baby seals on the Arctic ice. Oh, yes, yes, the seal hunters out there just cracking them in the head, splitting their skulls open, knocking the life out of them with one mighty blow. And so I say to you, I submit to you, end this piñata horror. End this violence. These children filling their head full of chocolatey dreams. Murdering people, nearly murdering, violently assaulting. Rodney Kinging their own parents who raised them and gave birth to them from their loins. And you thinking you're doing something fun, something exciting for your child. And in his haste, in his blind rage, to suck the sugar into his veins that are already pumping youthful adrenaline, you almost die. You almost lay down on your own lawn, your head kicked around and smacked around like a dirty soccer ball at an Armenian soccer league. The air leaking out of it, grass-stained, cleat marks. Oh, and all through the lens of you trying to provide entertainment and treats for your demented, ravenous, Cujo, mustard-foaming, red-eyed, Tasmanian devil freak children. So word to the wise, stop the piñatas, stop the TikTok videos where we see people getting taken out and taken out hard, and just buy your kid a cake at Walmart. Get them a cupcake at Cheesecake Factory. Cook them an omelet. Just do something. Stop hanging piñatas if you want to save your life. Whew. Lord, love a lemon bush. By the way, this is by design. This is by design for my women viewers and maybe some of the men. My Adam's apple. When I do this, it's a bit of a seduction move. My Adam's apple, when I swallow, undulating up and down, the rhythmic, sensual movement of my Adam's apple, silently, subtly seducing the women viewers. The big ones, the short ones, the fat ones, the skinny ones. The white ones, the black ones, the Chinese ones, the Polynesians, the albinos, the Weight Watchers, all you women. Just let me give you another one. Just the erotic pulsing, almost like watching an inchworm or a caterpillar climbing up a erotic mountain and coming down the other side. It's just a little treat I throw in for my viewers. An erotic ride on my trachea, my windpipe, undulating to provide naughty dreams and triple X delights to your voluptuous, ravenous eyes. The hell am I talking about? Anyways, sticking with the theme of food And this is the season I mentioned. This is the holiday season. And holidays, as we know, are a time of hope. Holidays are a time of hope. And one thing we should hope for, we should all hope for, speaking about violence, we should all hope that gun violence comes to an end in the new year and the years that follow. We should all hope and pray that gun violence ceases. And how many times have we tried? How many bills and laws and amendments and restrictions and background checks, and it never ends. The weapons never end. The crimes with the weapons never end. The debate between whether we should have weapons or not have weapons never ends. But regardless of the rhetoric, people, men, women, elders, lay bleeding, dying on the streets, their heads resting on a curve as a Glock bullet slowly allows their blood, their life source, to drip out into the gutter and trickle all the way into the sewer, rendering a once so prosperous life useless. And so how do we stop the guns and the killing and the violence? How do we satiate the gun lovers? How do we appease the gun haters? How do we get everyone to come to the table and stop the gun violence? And what would you say if I told you the answer has been under our noses the whole time? Yes, friends. Yes, I think I've said this before. Nature always seems to have the answer. Nature always seems to provide. Case in point, guns, boom, boom, bang, bang, dead, dead, right? Who has most of the guns? Who does most of the killing? The criminal element, the ne'er-do-wells, the jailbirds, the gangbangers, the troublemakers. Yes, there's a percentage of people who aren't in that category, but for the most part, people who kill with weapons are people of ill intent. Maybe have a history or a background of violence or are prone to violence, live in an environment fueled by violence. And so what's the solution? I submit to you, we turn to nature. Two important pieces to this puzzle. First, we replace the guns in times of duress, in times of threat, in times of confrontation, in times of orderliness, in times of standing up for our rights and our freedoms. We no longer need the gun, the death that comes at the pull of a trigger, the squeeze of a trigger. Now, I submit we resolve all our issues in a nonviolent capacity, but a much more ingenious way using what nature provides. Let's start with the plant world, the vegetable world. I'm sure you're all familiar with celery. Sweet, sweet celery. Green, crispy celery crunches so loud it sounds like you're standing on the back of an old lady on a beach, running up and down her spine. Like I just swallowed a bug. But crunchy celery. And let's look at a piece of celery. Long, green, sturdy when it's fresh. But in the middle, a trough. Almost a gutter like you'd see in a bowling alley. Right down the middle, a perfect little gutter. Why is it there? Well, some of us put cheese whiz in it. Some of us put peanut butter in it. Some of us just leave it alone. But for some mysterious reason, and I think I've figured it out, nature put a gutter down the center of a stalk of celery. Why? Why? Asks Nancy Drew. Why? Asks Sherlock Holmes and the Hardy Boys. Maybe we never would have found out if not for my quest to end gun violence. Let's cut to another element of nature. I think we've all experienced this in our youth. As adults, we see them. I'm talking about when one lifts up a rock or a log or an old piece of wood, when one digs around in one's garden and turns over earth and decaying leaves. Yes, I think you know where I'm going with this, friend. There's an insect that's creepy yet endearing to all of us. Something not easy to do, to be creepy and endearing at the same time. You'd have to look at Pee Wee Herman or Jeffrey Epstein to even come close to that combination. Maybe some of the anchor people on CNN. But anyways, I digress. Yes, under the foliage, under the logs, is an insect. An insect we affectionately call the pill bug. We've all seen it. It looks like a little oval shape, and when you go to touch it, it rolls up into a perfect little ball, a perfect little sphere. Its little legs on the side, it's hard. Could you swallow the bug? Its hard, armor-coated body, segmented pieces of its body, allowing it to roll into a perfect ball when threatened or intimidated. This pill bug, or as known by its Latin word, the Tylenol bug. Perfect for one thing we never saw coming until I started to think of how I could end gun violence. How we maintain law and order without the threat of weapons, guns. Now, when confronted by a criminal element, someone with ill intent, instead of pulling a gun that could harm other people around, that could go off and shoot you, that can kill, maim, destroy. Now you just simply, if confronted by a criminal, someone attempting to rob you, you pull up what nature provided, a long green stalk of celery with its magical trough. You keep with you in a pill bottle, because after all, they are called pill bugs. You keep a collection, maybe 10, 20, 30 pill bugs in an empty pill bottle. Maybe your ex-Viagra bottle, who knows, a pill bottle. And when somebody confronts you, you hold up the celery, you open your pill bottle, you roll 5, 6, 7, 8 of the pill bugs into your celery and watch as they begin to cascade down that perfect little celery trough. It's almost as if they were made for each other, a symbiotic union of vegetable and insect. Rolling right down. So no more bullets, no more pulling triggers, no more firing, no more sound of gunpowder exploding in the night. Now the silent roll of pill bugs careening down the gully of your celery. their momentum spitting them out the end, landing at the feet of said criminal holding you at bay with his lethal weapon. Well, what do we know of criminals? Most of them, many of them, almost all of them, spent their youth in juvenile detention centers, and then getting older, committed more crimes, and spent much of their life in a concrete cell 12 by 8 feet. These are existences, my friends, that are void of insect life. Maybe the odd cockroach crawls through and penetrates their concrete sanctuary. But for these criminal people to have spent their youth foraging by creeks and in fields, looking for insects like the other children did. No, they were confined to the hollowed, empty, cold concrete hallways of juvenile delinquent centers, incarceration centers, penitentiaries, prisons, places where they're not exposed to long-leggedy googly googs, wingledy wings and trinkledy trinks, praying mantises and spiders, aphids and dwingledy glunks, fungledy fingledy wingledy blinks, creepledy crawledy wonderly blinks. No, these people were never exposed to the things that crawl in the ground. And so to them, they never built up a resistance to them. They never built up an association. They never built up an understanding or a connection with the insects that the regular children played with all the time. Those children created a world where they didn't fear the insects. They looked at them like little buddies, little creepy friends, creepy crawly friends, letting them crawl up their arms, taking them to school for show and tell. No, not the juvie children. And so, when you load your pill bugs into that celery, and they roll and shoot out the end and land at the feet of the criminal, the pill bugs unfurl and they begin to crawl to the nearest thing. Well, that, my friends, would be the feet of the criminal standing in front of you with the gun. And what does an insect do? It crawls. It looks for a place to hide. Maybe under a log, maybe under a branch, maybe under some leaves. But in this case, landing on a pair of Nikes or Reeboks, sees darkness up a pant leg, sees darkness by climbing up some blue jeans into the ruffles of a shirt, sees darkness by climbing into the breast of someone with an open collar. And so now these criminals, in all their toxic masculinity, holding their extensions of power, their weapons of death, now crawling with insects, pill bugs, are screaming, jumping up and down, terrified like little girls at a all-you-can-eat coconut cream pie festival covered with parrot droppings. Yes, these bugs crawl all over these tough guys, and now unaccustomed to the soft, gentle tenderlings of these multi-legged insects, these gangbangers become fairy boys almost instantly and scream and prance and cry down the street, throwing their weapons in the air, running as fast as they can to get away from the eensy-teensy pill bugs. And so, in conclusion, friends, yours truly has figured out a way to end gun violence. Guns now replaced by nature's offerings, by nature's bounty, celery, and pill bugs. Ding! Dong! Ah, ah, ah! Problem solved. Look, gang, I know I did a bit of a voice. I was being this guy. And so, I'm trying to be engaging here. I'm trying to bring you in. I don't know if maybe you understand my stories. I don't know if you get them. So I have to put on the Mr. Engaging voice. And I'm doing this for you because some of these stories aren't easy to decipher. They're not easy to tear apart and understand. And so what I do for you, I try to express these ideas, these suggestions, these stories in a little bit of a more theatrical way, as to keep you engaged, as to keep you a Nicolas Caged, and hopefully make it interesting and stimulating for you to sit through my constant babbling bullshit. But I do hope that maybe you gleaned something from my conversation here with you, at you today. We discussed pizza triangles. We discussed the dilemma of the pinata. And most importantly, I think we've found a cure to something that costs thousands and thousands of lives every year: gun violence. Whether you like guns or hate guns, I think we all love celery. And so I submit to you that stop with the fucking pizza slices, stop with the fucking pinatas, and let's get going with the old celery, that is. So there you go, folks. Just to wrap it up real nice. Oh, and before we go, I want to show you something. Amber, who works on the podcast for me here, works with me on the Harland Highway. She's amazing. She's behind the scenes, helping in so many ways. And she's an intern that came and has been just doing such a great job on the Harland Highway. And she made me, for the holidays, a gingerbread cake, a Harland Highway gingerbread cake. Let me get that for you now and show you this exquisite gingerbread delight. Hang on. Hey everybody, check out my merchandise at harbling.com. Yeah, most people just slap some letters or images on a t-shirt or a hoodie, but not me. Yours truly. Guess what? I draw my own designs. At harbling.com, you can see tons of my hand-drawn t-shirts. You can either buy the original or you can buy a print. And man, oh man, wear them loud and proud. I love making these designs for you guys and keeping it personal. So check out the whole catalog. We got hoodies, we got coffee mugs, we got t-shirts, you name it, it's there at harbling.com. Get your Harland original design, wearable art at harbling.com today. And thank you for your support. And I'll just keep the groovy images coming. Okay, are you kidding me? Look at this, gang. Look at this cake. Gingerbread house. Look at that. Amber made that. Look at the Harland Highway. Do you see the Harland Highway road sign right here? Are you kidding me? She made this with her hands. And some people have said maybe she doesn't have hands, but she does. Look at that. Welcome to Dr. Tongue's House of 3D Gingerbread Cakes. Did I get you? Did I frighten you? That's right, kids. Dr. Tongue's House of 3D Gingerbread Cakes. Look at that. Amber, if you're watching, I don't know why you would, even though you help on this podcast. Why would you watch it? Who would watch it? But look at this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This was so thoughtful and generous and kind and loving, and I want you to know how much I love it. I've told you in person, but I want to tell you on camera because it's a little more Hollywood. Let me do it in the dramatic voice that I did the rest of the podcast with. Amber, I want to thank you for this lovely, delicious, vivacious gingerbread structure. It's passed every building ordinance and code that the city has asked for. It's just a wonderful piece of Hank Lloyd Wright architecture, one of the most wonderful gingery structures one could ever dream of. Did I get you? Did I frighten you, children, with my 3D gingerbread cake? Amber, thank you so much. That took a look at all the time, the detail. I could just say, hey, thanks, man, but I want you to know, and I want you watching to know what a wonderful, thoughtful gift this is, how much I appreciate it. Whenever someone does something handmade and homemade, a lot of love goes into it. And when you do little details like the Harland Highway sign, Amber, thank you. Amber's been such a fan and supporter and helper of the podcast, and I wanted you guys to know that she's behind the scenes here helping me out, and this is so much appreciated. So thank you, Amber. You are loved. You are appreciated. And I'm going to send you to get me some acne cream at Rite Aid because this is Zit City here. You don't eat an A-frame gingerbread house and not pop out big the next day. Welcome to my 3D house of gingerbread. All right, enough. Anyways, folks. Thank you, Amber. Honestly, I just love it. Thank you. So wonderful. It's one of those presents. It's food. You're probably supposed to eat it. It's probably delicious. But how does one eat? Like, you know what I mean? Someone gives you a present and you eat it. Hey, I love this new vase you gave me. You can't eat it. But to all of you out there, I hope you got lots of beautiful, wonderful, loving presents. I hope you had got to spend time with your loved ones. Thank you again for watching the Harland Highway podcast. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, you might be going, oh, what does it matter if I subscribe? Well, it matters a lot. It helps us build it up. It helps us get some sponsors who help us make a little lettuce to help pay for things. And it all means a lot. And so if you can take a second to just click that subscribe button, that would be amazing. That would be like a holiday present for the Harland Highway podcast here. And we have some great stuff happening this year. I'll give you a little teaser. We are going to be presenting a phone number, which is something new. You're going to be able to call and leave a message. And so going forward, I might be doing a few shows where I take some of your phone messages and we play them on the show, and we have fun with your voice messages. We also have a merch store we're going to open on the YouTube page. So if you want to get a Harland Highway t-shirt or a coffee mug or a hoodie, We're going to have that available. And most importantly, I want to thank all our amazing guests. Oh my God, we've had such a great lineup of guests. We've already got some incredible guests lined up and booked for this year coming up. And we're just going to keep rocking and rolling and hoping to keep you laughing and amused and terrified and thought-provoked and probed and all that stuff. This has been really fun. When I started the podcast, I was like, I don't know. How will it go? What will I like it? Well, I'm loving it. I hope it shows. I'm loving my guests. Thank you to all my guests. But again, more than anything else, I want to thank you guys because you're the ones we do it for. And I hope what I'm doing here puts a little smile on your face and keeps you giggling. So thank you, everybody. Have a very, very happy New Year. And I look forward to the next year with you guys. And we're going to have some fun. So I think that's it. Little Coco, did you want to say anything? No, he doesn't. He doesn't even talk. I don't even know why I'm asking him. So why don't we hit the theme music and have a great new year. I will say this as a closer. Every year is special. The years start to slip away. Sometimes you can let them slip away. As you all know, I'm not trying to lecture, but time is your best asset. Time is the only thing we really have. So use it wisely. Don't waste it. And take the time to explore your world, explore yourself, explore your environment. Don't make it all work, work, work. Don't follow the system. Do what you got to do to survive, but make sure you take time to have fun, to do things for yourself. I always try to plan at least one trip every year to go to some different part of the world, somewhere I've never been before. Take the time to get out of your box and live and enjoy and absorb. And I think it'll make you feel good and happy, and it gives you stuff to look forward to. So that's my little tip. This coming from a guy that just talked to you about celery and pill bugs and pizza and pinatas for an hour. So take it or leave it. But enjoy life. Enjoy every second. It's a gift. Don't let the little things get you down. Don't let the big things get you down. Everything passes. And have a great new year. Thanks for being here. And hope you had fun today. Happy New Year. And until next time, chicken chow mein, baby. Not scared at all. No. Who's scared of gingerbread? Let's hit the theme music. Until next time, see you on the Harland Highway podcast. Chicken chow mein, baby.